Can I tell you something a bit embarrassing? Something that I honestly think is a little ridiculous, but something that I think you need to hear. Every time you sleep over, every time I get into bed with you and I hold you in my arms, as I close my eyes and I feel myself starting to drift off to sleep, I get so scared. I don't know why I think this. I don't know if it's just because I'm sleepy or because I am a bit anxious sometimes. Or maybe it's just because of how utterly perfect you are. But every time I start to fall asleep next to you, I get this little thought in the back of my mind, and it's almost enough to keep me awake until 1 a.m. In fact, sometimes it has kept me up until around that time, sometimes even as late as 3 a.m. But I think sometimes, what if when you wake up, they're just gone? What if, when you open your eyes, you'll realize that all of this was just a dream? And I know that it is a little bit silly, maybe even childish, but that thought has kept me up before. Sometimes it comes really close to doing it again. I love you. I love you so much. And I don't understand how in the hell I got lucky enough to be with you. I don't think that we're wrong for each other. I don't think that we're bad together. I don't think that I'm bad for you, of course. You love me. You say it all the time. You're always so happy when you're with me. You smile so much whenever I just talk to you. So I know that you feel the same way about me that I do about you, but it feels almost too perfect. You feel almost too good to be true. You make me so happy. You are everything I have ever wanted in a partner. Literally, I used to fantasize all the time. I used to daydream about what my future would look like if I ever found the person that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, and I imagined you. Of course, this was all before I knew you, so I didn't know what you would look like. I didn't know exactly whom I was looking for. Most of the time, I would just imagine a human silhouette, and I would imagine them as being a living, breathing person, and they would have all of your qualities. They'd be kind, they'd be sweet, they would be just a little bit silly. Okay, a lot silly. They'd be able to just sit with me, doing our own activities, and the silence wouldn't bother us. In fact, we'd almost enjoy it. Because we just enjoyed being near each other. And they would love seeing my eyes light up whenever I talked about something that I was extremely obsessed with, whenever I was passionate about something. They would always be there for me whenever I needed comfort, and of course, they would always be so relieved when I was there for them. And I never thought, I always hoped, but I never really thought that I would find that exact person. I found you. After all of those hours spent daydreaming, all of those nights spent fantasizing about holding that person in my arms as I slept, I actually found you. And every time I close my eyes and I start to fall asleep, I worry that all of this is just another daydream. Another figment of my imagination, or just a dream that my subconscious put together after so many hours of fantasizing and daydreaming and wishing and hoping. And I know that it sounds so strange that I would think that. After all, I was always hoping for qualities that would be found in a real person. It isn't like I was fantasizing about some character from a book or an anime. It isn't like I was up all night writing fan fiction about a character who already exists, or looking at images of a character and hoping that someday they would become real, just walk into reality and love me. I wasn't hoping for that. I was hoping for a real person, and that real person is you. But sometimes I don't know what it is. I really don't. But I just feel like you are too good to be true. Of course I know that you are. I know with all of my heart that you're real and that you're mine. But I still think about that impossible scenario. I still worry about it. Sometimes when I'm falling asleep, I still stay up into the wee hours of the morning, occasionally. It's been, 8 months now since we got together, and I still think that. Honestly, I think that I'll always be a little bit scared that I'm going to lose you. That this is all just a dream. Because, and I know how sappy this is going to sound, and how cliche and cheesy this is going to sound, but cliches are cliche for a reason, aren't they? It's because a lot of the time they are true. These past 8 months with you, they have felt like a dream come true. They have felt like the kind of good things that can only be real in dreams. And this world is full of so many horrible things, so many things that could kill you, that could hurt you, that could just make you absolutely miserable for weeks or months on end. But ever since I got together with you, ever since I first laid eyes on you. I have not had a single day where I didn't have something to be grateful for, something to be happy about. I've still had days where I've been so depressed that I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't even get myself out of bed and downstairs to get something to eat. But it didn't matter because I had you. I managed to get my phone and I was able to talk to you, and that made it all so much better. Just having that. Just having you. And I've had days where I've gone to work and I felt so burnt out and so tired at the end of the day that I didn't even want to talk to another person. Except you. You are the one thing in my life that I can always count on to make me happy, and I don't say that intending to put any pressure on you, of course. I need you to know that when I say I love you, when I say that I never want to lose you, when I say that I never want to leave you, when I promise you every time that you are anxious, every time that you get that little thought in your mind that you aren't good enough, or that I might someday leave you for someone else, I want you to be able to think back on this conversation, and I want you to know with absolute certainty that there is not a single person in this world I would rather be with than you. There isn't a single reason I could ever think of, no plausible reason, that is, that I would ever leave you. I will love you with all of my heart for the rest of my life. I love you, I cherish you, I depend on you. And I want to be that for you. And I want you to know that it's okay for me to be that for you. Because I am always going to be here. It is okay for you to love me, to cherish me, and to depend on me. Because I am not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I know that you aren't going anywhere either. See, I would admit that whole spiel about you started because I didn't want to get out of bed, and I didn't want you to get out of bed either, and I just wanted to hold you in my arms for the rest of the day. But I get the feeling you're going to smack me with that pillow if I say that, so let's just say it was because I was feeling anxious last night. Hey! I meant it though, I meant it! I really did. I meant every single word. I really do love you with all of my heart, and I am going to be here for you until the day I die. You put up walls because you've been hurt in the past, and you've heard that other people have been hurt, and you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want it to happen again. But I'm not going to hurt you. I am never going to hurt you. I'm never going to leave you. And if you still don't believe me about that, then I guess I'm going to have to cuddle trap you in bed all day. Oh, don't give me that look. Don't pretend you don't love this as much as I do.